Hello and welcome to this podcast titled An Urban Field Study of Killarney for Junior Certificate students. I'm Miss O'Keefe and together we will look at what the field study will entail. At the end of this podcast, students should be able to describe the aims and objectives of the upcoming field study in Killarney, understand how to link elements of the curriculum to the geographical investigation study, know which geographical skills and methods to use when gathering specific information, recognise key skill development, and link the field trip with cross-curricular topics. So why choose Killarney as the focus of an urban field study? Geography is the study of the earth's landscapes, peoples, places and environments. Killarney is a place that attracts tourists from all over the world. These visitors connect with the local residents, landscapes and environments. This provides an opportunity for the geographer to examine the interaction between people, places, events, issues and objects. Observations will link into core elements of the junior certificate curriculum and will be cross-curricular, thus enhancing the students' knowledge through real-world interaction. In preparation for the field study, students will collate an information sheet about Killarney using primary resources such as the internet, brochures, books, maps, newspaper articles. They will include modes of transport and accessibility. The key skills here will be managing information and thinking. We will visit 4 sites in Killarney: Killarney Town Centre, Killarney National Park, Muckross House and Gardens and Lieber. The town provides rural, urban and industrial characteristics. Killarney Field Trip Student Objectives: to investigate the benefits of tourism in Killarney, to investigate some environmental impacts and protection measures using various geographic investigational skills. These will be practiced in the week before the trip. To explore changes in industry over time, to investigate the demography and activities of Killarney's tourists. The key skills here are being creative, communicating, as well as managing myself, working with others, managing information and thinking, and numeracy and literacy. Weather maps will be analysed in the lesson before the trip. Students will bring along digital cameras, sketching materials, questionnaire sheets, base maps, tally charts, viewfinders and a smartphone if possible. The key skills here will be managing information and thinking. Our first site will be Killarney Town Centre. Students will follow a walking route through the town. They will note the different functions of buildings on New Street. They will sketch a named section of the street. They will complete a worksheet with a focus on traffic in pairs. On return to school, they will compare their results with a similar study taken by our school in 1996. The key skill here will be working with others and communication. Our second site is Killarney National Park. The students will sketch using viewfinder and in pairs glacial features as they make their way from the town centre through the national park and end up at Muckross House and Gardens. In the national park, students will be given the task to observe and photograph footpath erosion on a recommended route and also an unmarked route. The key skill here will be working with others, managing information and thinking. Students will complete a worksheet on native versus non-native plants. They will identify trees and plants using apps or reference books and keep a log of what they find along the route. A National Parks and Wildlife official will meet the group to speak about the rhododendron problem and measures they are taking to combat it. Students will also note any wildlife they observe as they walk along the route. Our next stop is Muckross House and Gardens. This is situated in Ireland's oldest national park. It has over 1 million visitors each year. A 20-minute meeting with the head librarian in the Muckers Research Library, which will be of special interest to history students, will include reference to the management of the house and copper mining industry of the 18th century. This is cross-curricular with home economics and business studies. Students will learn about the economy of tourism. Pupils will then be given a number of tasks to manage in groups. Group 1 will look at tourist numbers. They will tally tourist counts, and this can be done by age and gender. 1 count for every half an hour in the courtyard of Mucker's house. They will pick a spot and stick with it. They will use their mobile phone to measure intervals, and key skills here will be numeracy skills and working with others. Second group will be asked to sketch a map of the site and then find out what the main activities of tourists are and clearly identify their demographic, whether families, couples, what's the estimated age bracket and gender. They will do this from a vantage point. Observe tourist movements beginning in the car park and take a sample of 10 people every 15 minutes. Do they go directly to Mucker's house, to the farm, to the national park? Do they use the pony and trap, walk or cycle? Do they read, picnic on the lawn, go shopping or sightseeing? Key skills here will be information processing and working with others. Students are asked not to stalk tourists. Group 3 will be calculating the carbon footprint of tourism. They will survey number plates in the car park and on return to school estimate the distance people have travelled. They will collate this data and calculate the carbon footprint using a carbon footprint calculator. The key skill here will be numeracy. The last site we will visit is Lever. It's a manufacturing, research and development facility in Killarney since 1958 and a large employer in the town. Students will complete a worksheet during the visit and later compare the information to that which was learned about the 18th century copper mines. So what next? Students will be given a homework task at the end of the day, and they will be questioned on active research methods on the trip. They will be asked to sketch a map of the route taken and put in key features. For differentiation, there will be 5 lower order and 3 higher order questions. The key skills will be managing information and thinking. So the session learning outcomes are: at the end of this podcast, students should be able to describe the aims and objectives of the upcoming field study, understand how to link elements of the curriculum to the geographical investigation study, know which geographical skills and methods to use when gathering specific information, recognise key skill development, and link the field trip with cross-curricular topics. Thank you.